All right, this week's Game of the Week is between the Harrison Raiders and the West Lafayette Red Devils. Harrison came out with a strong short game, moving the chains slowly but surely. Jacob Schwartz, one of the guys who played a big part in that on the outside. Harrison looking to punch it in at the goal line, but David Curl had other plans. Curl eliminating multiple Harrison threats with 2 tackles for losses just yards away from the end zone. But his efforts weren't enough. I lose him here for a second, but Jack Gonzalez breaks through and gets Harrison on the board. Raiders up 6-0 after the failed 2-point conversion. Now, Harrison head coach Terry Peebles told us before the season this defense would be a problem, and Ethan Carberg showing just that. Raiders not letting West Lafayette move an inch. Harrison back with the ball in the second quarter, landing Nico off to Gonzalez on the outside. He breaks a tackle, and the Raiders are back in scoring range. Harrison finishes off this possession with a field goal, and the Raiders go up 9-0. Now, Harrison's special team starting to take over late in the half. Check this out. A huge kickoff muffed by West Lafayette, and the ball stays close to the end zone. Red Devils have got some ground to cover on their own end. Raiders taking full advantage of a missed snap, and they get a safety. Raiders up 11-0, but all right, enough messing around. Benny Speaker finds Ian Zolkowski for a 27-yard gain, and he is fired up. Red Devils are back. West Lafayette near the end zone with 25 seconds left. Kojo Steffi rams it in, and they're on the board. Plus the 2-point conversion, it's a 3-point ball game. Harrison says, not so fast. I didn't even have time to set up before Gonzalez takes the squid kick back to the house. Raiders up 17-8, and both teams begin exchanging points throughout the second half, and Harrison ends up holding off West Lafayette 30-22. Now tonight we're joined by head coach Terry Peebles. Coach, what are your overall thoughts of tonight's game?
I was really happy. For our first game of the year, I think we had 1 penalty for 5 yards. We didn't have any turnovers. So I thought it was a really clean game. Our special teams, we had some good and some bad, but we had some great too with the return and things like that, and the safety. We practice a script on Thursdays, all different types of scenarios that you can possibly go through, whether it's a safety or kickoff after safety or a 4-minute offense to win the game. And we got to use so many, maybe more in this game tonight than we've ever used in one particular game. So I was very happy. I thought for as many young kids as we had coming out, especially offensively, skill-wise, I was very impressed with what I saw there. And, our defense, we gave up 22 points, but let's not forget, we're playing the number 5 team in the state. They're well coached, and they got some good players.
Yeah. Coach, we talked about it before this season, just about how you expected this defense to be so strong for you guys this season. But the offense putting up 30 points, what were your thoughts on that side of the ball?
I was pleasantly surprised. I just wasn't sure. Again, our quarterback's a junior. Most of our skill guys are juniors. Michael, for the first time ever, Michael Sullivan, our linebacker, all-conference linebacker last year, moved over to offense. So getting him on the field and having him do so well, I was happy with that. We had a sophomore right tackle start that I thought played, pretty darn well today. So overall, I was pleased. One thing I saw just sitting over here listening to you guys go through that is Lafayette's still going to have 5 really good football teams this year. Right. The 2 teams that lost to pretty good teams, in my opinion, and the 3 teams that won are going to be pretty good. So it's going to be a great season. There's going to be a lot of success for all of them. But when they play each other, it's special and it's fun, and hopefully we can come out on the winning end a few times.
Absolutely.
Coach, you talked a little bit about, how young the offense was. Tell me what it was like, coaching up this team to go up against West Lafayette in week 1. What was that like, making sure that those young guys were ready to go?
Well, they're young guys, but, Kyle Holderfield had never called an offensive play in a varsity game before. I had never called a defensive play in a varsity game before. So we were kind of figuring things out too. But I think the players really bailed us out a couple times. I think we might have blown one coverage down there where the tight end was open over the middle of the field. They had one other long pass that was just a dynamic play by their guy. Our guy was in great position to make a play. But they're physical, they're tough. They were able to pound it at us a little bit. But we made mistakes too. You know, we went for two, didn't get it. Missed an extra point, kicked the ball out of bounds. You know, so there's a lot of stuff to clean up when you're going through week one stuff. But to beat a state-ranked team in week one, we're pretty happy.
Now, Coach, I want to jump into our plays of the night here and take you through my play of the night that I saw from this game, which was the return going into the end of the first half, kickoff return touchdown. What were you guys feeling after West Lafayette scores and you guys get the touchdown right back going into half?
Well, we lost a lot of momentum. They went on a really, really impressive drive. They ran the ball well, they threw the ball well, got a couple big plays, and were able to score with only 25 seconds left. So we really lost our momentum. And Jack single-handedly got it back by himself. I mean, he had guys blocking for him up front. But I think if they had it all to do over again, they probably wouldn't want the ball in 23's hands.
Awesome. Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us this week. And just a reminder, we've got Game of the Week voting up on the website, so make sure to get those votes in. We'll have more highlights for you guys next week. Until then, thanks for joining us.